There we go. Alright. Don't know what that was. Did not want me to start streaming. So that was weird. That was very strange. Give me just a second so I can get things set up real quick. The link for the chat. Get that going. Hey Jordan, what's up? Just gonna be watching this. My first time trying to react to things. Been a long time since we watched Pokemon Direct. It feels like it's been a long time for me too. I mean, I did watch the last one, which was last year actually, to the day basically. But yeah, no, it feels like it's been a long time. Looking forward to it though. Looking forward to seeing what we got here. Trying to keep my expectations to a minimum, but you know, there's always a part of me that's like, I want this specific thing though. But it's I'm not keeping my hopes too high. I'm excited to just see Legends ZA gameplay. But good to see you guys. Thanks for stopping by. So, I just wanted to kind of start streaming early before it started in case there was any issues, which there was. For some reason, OBS was not wanting to play nice today. So, we will see how things go for the rest of it. I'm a little cautious about streaming, like, you know, other streams because, like, the last couple of times I tried to do anything like that, you know, copyright issues and blah blah blah. But that was a long time ago. That was like Sword and Shield era stuff. Wasn't even a stream either. It was just a like reaction to the upload. So we will see how things go. Looking forward to it today. Looking forward to it. I'm hoping that we see some new Mega Evolutions because Megas are finally coming back. Also hoping that I'm hoping we don't get Gen 10 this year. I think that's my main hope for this entire thing. Like let Legends ZA come out. Let Gen 10 come out next year. Maybe do a big 30th anniversary push cuz next year's the 30th anniversary, I think, right? I think so. Yeah. Yeah, it is. So that's what I would want personally. But anyway, how you guys doing this morning? It's very early. I'm still extremely tired. Hope you guys are doing alright. Yeah, I also didn't have a stream template set up, so this is going to have to do. A little bit of the broadcast is blocked, but that's by design. So hopefully I don't get hit with the copyright strikes or anything. Won't be surprised if there was a Gen 10 announcement. I'm sure there will be. But I'm hoping they pull kind of what they did with Scarlet and Violet when it first released, where they just showed the starters and they're just like, it's coming, guys. Although in Scarlet and Violet's case, it did release the same year as its announcement, but that's a different thing. I would still expect an announcement for Generation 10, though. But that's just me. But for the most part, I'm expecting this to just be like maybe 15-20 minutes tops, and like 10 of those minutes are going to be like, here's the history of the Pokemon franchise, maybe some small cinematic thing, lots of mobile game stuff. Pokemon Masters was data mined, it got its update a few days ago, so all of that stuff's going to be there. The new pack for TCG Pocket was leaked, so that's going to be shown here. Probably some Pokemon Unite stuff. They love throwing the Cafe Mix game into it. So there's going to be that too. Probably some Pokemon Unite. Did I say Unite? I don't remember. Pokemon Go, obviously. That's going to be in there. But as far as, you know, games are concerned, I'm just looking forward to Legends ZA. That's kind of the meat and potatoes of it all for me. Everything else, like, I play some of those other games. I do play TCG Pocket. Pokemon Concierge? I have no idea what that is. Let me Google that real quick because I have no idea what concierge is. Pokemon concierge. What is this? It's a Netflix show? $2023. Yeah, I've never seen this. I've never even heard of this. The art style looks vaguely familiar. Yeah, but I'll have to give that a look. I've never actually seen it. Probably turn the audio up. Let me know if it's either too loud or too quiet, by the way.
Hello everyone, I'm Ishihara from the Pokemon Company. Today, February 27, is Pokemon Day.
Yes.
This is the date the Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green games were first released in Japan, marking the beginning of the Pokemon series.
I'm gonna try to be reactionary, but
It's been 29 years since the birth of Pokemon,
and
and
I
we've
watch
reached
and
this
then I'll do like
milestone
breakdown
through the
stuff after
support
it's
of
over.
all you trainers around the world. Thanks to all of you, it's now possible to enjoy Pokemon each day in a variety of ways. We hope to keep bringing you new experiences to brighten your day-to-day lives with Pokemon. In today's broadcast, we'll be sharing all the latest news about Pokemon, including our newest titles. Please enjoy the presentation.
Okay, he said newest titles. So that's interesting to me.
It's the Netflix series Pokemon Concierge.
Oh, this is the thing you're talking
Taking
about. Okay.
place at the Pokemon Resort on a tropical
Yeah,
island.
I've never
the
seen
story
anything
follows Haru,
on this
who
before.
is still finding her feet as a new concierge, and Psyduck as they grow together through their interactions with the resort's Pokemon guests. Its charm lies in the warm visuals that can be achieved only through stop-motion animation. And new episodes of Pokemon Concierge are in production. They are slated for release in September 2025. What sort of Pokemon will Haru and Psyduck welcome as guests next?
I mean,
Take
that
a
looks
first
kind of
look
cute.
at a few of the Pokemon they will meet in this motion test footage. Just look at
It's
the
all stop
personality
motion
and
too.
how
That's
they move.
interesting. You
But
don't really
there's
see
more.
that anymore.
For a limited time, the first 4 episodes are available to watch on Pokemon's official YouTube channel for free. Please take this chance to watch them if you haven't been able to tune in to Pokemon Concierge yet. And we
probably
hope
do
you
that
look
later
forward
today,
to the
then.
new episodes as well.
Hello everyone, I'm Utsunomiya from the Pokemon Company. Next, we have a number of other announcements to share with you.
In Pokemon Go, Pokemon
It's
Go
gonna be the
Tour
mobile
Unova
game,
Global will
machine
take
gunning.
place on March 1st and March 2nd. This event can be enjoyed at no cost from anywhere in the world where Pokemon Go is available. During the event, the legendary Pokemon Black Kyurem and White Kyurem will appear in raid battles and elsewhere. Also, trainers will soon have a chance to encounter Victini and Shiny Meloetta. We'll also share promo codes for everyone to enjoy. We hope you're looking
I
forward
do like
to the
how
new
they've been
season
remixing
2.
official game music as of late. That I didn't realize they did the Unova Wild theme, but that's cool. Hello? Oh, this is Masters. Okay. I get you. I'm sorry, I see Hoenn and I get excited.
Surf's up! We're heating up! Let's give it our all! Pokemon Masters EX!
Cafe Mix. I've never been the biggest fan of Cafe Mix, if I'm gonna be real. Like, I played it for maybe a month. Then I just kind of never went back to it. Got a cute art style though. What is Pokemon Sleep? Do they not have Darkrai in Pokemon Sleep already? I've never touched Pokemon Sleep. I guess I should. Unite's also something I should play again eventually. I haven't played it since launch.
Remote
kinda thought
Stadium
Suicune
will
was
be
already in the
returning
game.
to ranked matches. Enjoy intense battles in the unforgettable Remote Stadium. A new type of battle is also arriving, called First to 500. In it, a new feature called Eos technology allows you to gain special effects when you score a certain number of points. Plus, look forward to an updated map. With updated wild Pokemon, the win condition is simple. Be the first to score 500 points.
I will say I have been enjoying TCG Pocket. The Celebi decks kind of ruined it for a bit there, but I think they've started to die down. Yeah, I guess this is a new pack. I've seen I've seen the Arceus card. It was like a leaked Chinese trailer or something. February 28th, oh, that's tomorrow. Wow. I think it looks pretty cool. I do. But I mean, Suicune in general is just cool, so like, put some cool robes on it, yeah, it's gonna look cool too. So what is this? Oh, actual trading card game, I guess? Or is this also TCG Pocket still? Alright, well. I mean, you got me with my favorite right away, so. Is this still TCG Pocket? Or is this, no, it's just TCG, okay. Well, we're getting Megas back in the card game, so that's cool. You know, assuming I can get anything from the frickin' scalpers.
Next, allow me to share some news about the Pokemon video game series.
Okay, alright. Let's get
In the
into it.
Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet games, we're celebrating Pokemon Day with a Rotom phone case giveaway. Along with a mass outbreak event and other in-game events to come.
Okay.
A mighty Meowscarada, Skeledirge, and Quaquaval will appear in a series of Terra Raid battle events.
I think this is the first time these starters are actually catchable, if I'm not
And
mistaken.
even more Pokemon are planned to appear in the future. We hope you continue to enjoy the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet games. Next, please have a look at this video.
Is this ZA? Are we getting ZA right now? Just a history.
From the
What is this? Okay. Okay. Terastallizing and Megas in the same go. Alright. Okay, are they making a hub game? Pokemon Champions. For Switch and Android. And iOS. Okay. Are they finally making a hub game? Just a competitive hub?
What you've just seen is the world's first glimpse of a new title, Pokemon Champions. This title will be focused on the Pokemon battles you know and love from core Pokemon games. Pokemon Champions will continue the tradition of pitting your skills against those of other trainers from around the world, but this time we're aiming for these core-style battles to be enjoyed by more players than ever before. Game Freak, the developer of the core games, is carrying out the planning for this project, while development is being handled by the Pokemon Works. And Pokemon Champions will be coming not only to the Nintendo Switch family of systems, but to mobile devices too. You'll be able to choose how you want to play based on where you are. What's more, you can also connect with Pokemon Home.
I mean, I would hope so.
Thanks to this connectivity, you won't be limited to using Pokemon you can partner up with in Pokemon Champions. You'll be able to team up with Pokemon who joined
Okay,
you
so
on
it
your
is a
adventures in
competitive hub
previous
game. They
Pokemon
finally
games.
did it. It's
We hope
about
you're looking
time.
forward to battling
I've been saying
Pokemon
they need
trainers
this
from
for a
all
long
corners
time.
of the world. Stay tuned for future announcements regarding the launch date of Pokemon Champions.
Okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on this one. That's
Next, we'd
That-
like to share
it's
some
about
information
time.
about the languages Pokemon series games will be available in. Mr. Tomás Cortijo, please take it away.
Saludos a todos desde la nueva oficina de Pokémon en la hermosa Ciudad de México. Soy Tomás Cortijo, director regional para Latinoamérica de The Pokémon Company International. El día de hoy estoy muy feliz de anunciarles que Pokémon Champions estará disponible en español latinoamericano desde el día de su lanzamiento. De igual forma, además de los 9 idiomas que los entrenadores y entrenadoras pueden elegir, Leyendas Pokémon ZA tendrá también la opción de jugarse en español latinoamericano. Esto
I mean, that's always
significa
good.
que de aquí en
Always good to make
adelante
it
habrá
available in more
10
places.
idiomas disponibles para jugar. Finalmente, como ya anunciamos con anterioridad, las futuras expansiones del famoso juego de cartas coleccionables de Pokémon estarán también disponibles en español de Latinoamérica. Localizar productos como Leyendas Pokémon ZA al español latinoamericano
I mean, that's always good.
permitirá que millones de nuevos fans se unan a la comunidad global de Pokémon y se conecten con otros jugadores de formas nunca antes vistas. Como parte de The Pokémon Company Group, este es un claro ejemplo de nuestra misión de unir al mundo a través de Pokémon. Saber que los fans disfrutan aún más de jugar Pokémon en su idioma local nos permite explorar nuevas formas para deleitar a los jugadores de diferentes regiones y mercados como Latinoamérica. Este es un momento increíble para ser fan de Pokémon, sin importar en qué parte del mundo te encuentres, por lo que no puedo esperar para unirme a todos ustedes en sus próximas aventuras.
You know, thinking about it, I'm kind of
Nos vemos
surprised they
pronto.
didn't have Latin America Spanish already.
Finally, here's the latest update
All
on
right.
Pokemon Legends
go.
ZA.
Here we go. Okay, that looks modern. Okay, so is it modern day? Okay, interesting set of starters. 2 from Johto, 1 from Unova. Definitely going with Totodile. Oh, this might mean we get Mega Feraligatr. That's so cool. little parkour action going on. God, I'm so happy Megas are back, man. Like, you've got no idea. Okay. AZ's float was actually shown. Alright, so it's modern. It's a sequel?
Pokemon
I
Legends
guess?
ZA is a new title in the Pokemon series. The story takes place in Lumiose City, the largest city in the Kalos region. Prism Tower stands tall at the center of this city of beautiful vistas. These days, Lumiose is undergoing a high-tech urban redevelopment plan to turn it into a city that people and Pokemon truly share. After you arrive in Lumiose City to see the sights, you'll meet 3 Pokemon, one of which will become your first partner: Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile. You'll choose one of these Pokemon to accompany you on a new journey as you get to know Lumiose City and its inhabitants. Here are some of the colorful characters you'll encounter. When you arrive in Lumiose, you'll meet a new friend and ally, either Urbane or Tawny. The hotel where you'll be staying is run by AZ. You'll also meet his partner, Floette. Lumiose's redevelopment is being managed by Quasartico Inc. You'll become acquainted with the company's CEO Jet and her secretary Vinny. The different people you meet will make your time in Lumiose all the richer. To help people and Pokemon coexist, the city has set up wild zones. These areas, located throughout Lumiose, give wild Pokemon habitats where they can thrive. To catch one of these wild Pokemon, aim carefully, then throw a Pokeball. If you're having a hard time catching one, have one of your Pokemon use its moves to weaken the target, making it easier to catch.
The battle UI looks very interesting.
This game offers a style of Pokemon battling not seen in previous titles. Moves can have a longer or shorter reach, or different areas of effect. So choose your timing and positioning carefully to gain the upper hand.
So is it...
Lead your partner Pokemon through battles and dodge incoming attacks.
It looks more real-time.
Swap Pokemon if you need to
rather
and
than
find the right
turn-based.
moment to unleash a move. What's more, certain Pokemon can go beyond evolution by undergoing Mega Evolution. When a trainer's keystone
Torchic, I
resonates
guess?
with the Megastone
Well,
held by
you
their
never know.
Pokemon,
They could add
the
him in.
Pokemon will do more than just change shape. It'll unlock a new level of power, turning the tide of battle in its favor. As Lumiose continues its transformation
they'll be
into
in
a
there,
city
don't
that
worry.
belongs to both people
Yeah,
and
like how
Pokemon,
Arceus
who
didn't
knows
have
what
any
kinds
Sinnoh
of
starters.
encounters
That's its
and
main thing.
experiences will await you.
Okay, so
Pokemon Legends
that looks
ZA.
interesting.
Coming late
Because,
2025.
like, the battling looks different than even Legends Arceus had. Okay, I don't know what that was.
Pokemon Legends ZA is scheduled to release in late 2025.
Okay, late 2025. That's good. That means Gen
We
10
hope
won't
everybody
release this
can
year.
wait just a little longer for their adventures in Lumiose City to begin. That concludes our announcements for today. Thank you very much for watching.
All right. All right. So that wasn't too bad. Just going to give it a second. Going to wait to see if they do any surprise announcements. Doesn't look like they will. All right. So let's look over it, because I want to kind of take a look at some of the stuff we got here today. For starters, I want to look back at Champions real quick before we get into ZA. God. Okay, so not actual gameplay footage apparently. I'm gonna mute it. So it's not actual gameplay footage at the moment, but this is cool. Like, I've been saying for a very long time that Pokemon needs some kind of a hub game, right? Something that will allow the competitive side of things to be handled all at once. So, like, they could do different formats. Like, let's say that a new game releases, right? And let's say Scarlet and Violet released when this released, right? The previous format would have had Dynamaxing in it. This game still has Dynamaxing in it, but it's not allowed in the new, like, VGC format, right? That's something that they can now manage with this. Meaning that the mainline titles can kind of just exist as, like, the single-player story stuff, whereas now this can exist as the main competitive thing. And this is something I've been saying Pokemon's needed for a very long time now, because it's just kind of gotten too big. And if they insist on not putting every single Pokemon in every single game, this is the best road that they can take. So I'm very excited for this. I honestly might get a little more into competitive with something like this in place. It just depends on how the gameplay actually works, because it depends on whether or not you can actually train your Pokemon in this game, whether or not, the limitations, the connectivity, what kind of formats they're doing, or if it's just a chaotic free-for-all, which I'm all for as well. But this is very good. It's kind of like this is their answer to Pokemon Showdown, which is something that I'm sure someone internally is like, we can't keep having this free online thing take our players from us. So, this being what I assume is a free online thing, will probably take over a lot of what Showdown is doing. Not necessarily in old formats or anything, unless they do want to do, like, advanced generation formats and stuff like that. But yeah, no, this looks cool. This looks cool, honestly. Like, you can ask several people that I know. This is something that I have been advocating for a very long time. It being on mobile is interesting, though. I didn't expect them to go that route. But yeah, no, that is... I don't know what to say. That's just cool. Like, we haven't seen any gameplay of it yet. We haven't seen, like, what kind of formats they'll be doing or anything. I assume there's going to be some level of character customization in there as well. Basically, think like Battle Revolution, right? But on a much grander scale. That is what this is, and that is why I'm happy about it. Alrighty, so I assume that if they want to put a limitation on things, then they'll do one gimmick per battle. So, like, on this chick's arm, you can see the Mega Evolution symbol. That image is too small. Can't really see anything over there. Let me take a peek here at... Let me see. Let me see if they put up any links to anything. Doesn't seem like there's any website links just yet. So, not a whole lot of information just yet. But I am excited. What did I miss from Pokemon Legends ZA? I missed half of it. So there was a lot of mobile stuff. I'm not going to really be talking about that. So quick recap, I suppose. There was a Netflix TV show that they're working on called Concierge. It's about a hotel. TCG Pocket, Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is getting its thing. Pokemon Masters is getting an update. Pokemon Unite got 3 new Pokemon in it. TCG Pocket has its new pack release. The TCG is going back to Megas, which I'm all for. Whenever you throw Mega Evolution on anything, I will just eat it up. What else? Scarlet and Violet had a couple of small promotional items, like a couple of phone cases, some raid events. But right now we're talking about Champions, which is like a kind of Pokemon Showdown type thing by the look of it. Just in a very more grandiose way than what Showdown does. Whereas Showdown is kind of like perpetually stuck in Gen 3 in terms of its visuals. This is more modern. It's got 3D models, it's got attack animations, all that stuff, whereas Showdown is just like, here's a sprite, they'll occasionally move around the screen. I assume that that's what this is going to be. It's going to be Showdown's, I don't know, competitor, I guess. It's like an official replacement, I guess is the correct way to put it. I don't know. But yeah, no, this looks cool. I'm honestly excited to see where this goes. We just need to see actual gameplay of it first. But yeah, it being on mobile is interesting. I kind of just expected them to throw it on the Switch and call it a day. But if it's on mobile, that's cool. I can just play it at work without having to carry the giant freaking console around with me. Now, Legend ZA does look interesting. So, where is the gameplay? So, I honestly expected this to take place in the past. So, they're throwing a curveball at me. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's going to take place in the future," and I'm like, "I don't think it's going to take place in the future." Like, I figured based off the original trailer that it would be like you were in the past and you were building up Lumio City, right, into what it was in X and Y. But it looks like this takes place probably after X and Y, because it doesn't seem like, what was Lysander's company called, Lysander Corp or something. He doesn't seem to be in the picture in any way. Also, AZ is here, and he doesn't look like a very, very tall hobo. So there's that. He looks like he cleaned himself up a little bit. His float's back. Yeah, it's after X and Y. I don't know why I'm going in circles about that. So yeah, it's after X and Y, which is kind of cool. We didn't see like Professor Sycamore or anything though, which is kind of weird. You figure he would show up since he lives in Lumio City. The starters are interesting though. Like let me get to starter portion of it. I mean, you know what they are, but let me try to find it. So the starters are Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile. Those are interesting choices, because I guess everyone, myself included, just expected them to take one Pokemon from different generations, but Chikorita and Totodile are the same thing. This probably means we're finally getting Mega Meganium, which is kind of cool in my opinion, just because of Mega Meganium, you know its name. But I'm going with Totodile. I go with Totodile every time I go through Gen 2. Well, not every time, but the majority of the time I go through Gen 2, I go with Totodile. So I'm definitely going with Totodile. I'm hoping that they get Megas. I'm sure they will, but I still got to put that hope out into the world. But as far as the gameplay looks, you got this parkour thing going on. Like that's kind of cool. It means the traversal isn't just like, it's not as basic. Like you're on the rooftops. You're not just on the ground level doing ground level things. You're actually up there on the rooftop. So I'm wondering if I'm wondering how they're gonna handle like Arceus style flying, like they did with Braviary in Legends Arceus. Of course, Mega Evolutions come back, just fantastic. I love Mega Evolutions. Like, if there's two things I really enjoy about this franchise, it is Mega Evolution and the Hoenn region. Two things. So that's you throw any of those things at me, I'm gonna be excited. But yeah, I'm interested here. I really am. This looks like the sequel that X and Y should have had a long time ago, even if it does just take place in Lumio City. I will say the art style, not the greatest. It kind of looks like an upgrade from Scarlet and Violet, but I don't know. They're still going for that whole like weird, semi-realistic plastic doll type thing. It's a personal gripe at this point, but still, I do have to mention that a little bit. But I am curious to see how this, like, this is all Switch footage, right? Like, pre-release Switch footage. But it should also, I assume they're still making this in mind for the Switch 2 as well. Because we are getting that at the end of this year, around the time this releases. So, yeah. So I wonder if it's going to look any better, if it's going to have like an enhanced visual port of it in some way. Like the Switch 2 is backwards compatible, so it's not a port, but you get what I mean. If the visuals are going to be enhanced on the Switch 2. The new characters seem interesting, but AZ, he's the main guy, right? Like in X and Y, I didn't care about him, like at all. Gonna be real. Because he just didn't do anything. Like he showed up twice. He showed up, he's like, I'm a big, tall hobo man. And then he was in prison. And so you broke him out of prison. And he's like, I'm gonna head that way. And then you fought him at the end. X and Y was a mess in terms of its story. But he's here. He might actually become a good character. He's got his Floet. So I assume, now that they're doing that thing with Pokemon Home, where they're releasing like things for completing the Pokedex, I assume we might finally get AZ's Floet. It's been in the game files since X and Y. I just want to point that out. It's been more than 10 years that thing has been in the game files with its own unique signature move, and it has never been available. So I think this is where they're finally going to release it, and I think that's kind of cool. Definitely the villains. They're going to be like, hey guys, we're the nice people. We're trying to redo the city, and then these guys show up and they're like, well, in reality, we want to kill Zygarde or something, so we're the bad guys. That's what I'm assuming, anyway. I assume these are going to be like the rich, high elite type, we can do whatever we want because we have money type thing. Whereas you and AZ are going to be like, oh, well, we're the small time, underdog type characters. Is this Sycamore's lab? I don't think it's Sycamore's lab. But I'm getting that vibe for some reason. Anyway, I kind of like his design. Like, it's funny because, like, you can tell he's too tall for anything. So, like, he's stitched together a green suit, because you see the green here, and the green here, and then the green on the back here. And then, like, he has this blazer, but he had to cut the sleeves off so that they fit his arm length. That's kind of cool. That's a cool character design. But the battling, I didn't even talk about the battling yet. The battling looks interesting. So let's get to the battle portion. Where was that? At what point in the video was that? Everything looks a lot smoother than it did in Arceus, and as well as Scarlet and Violet. It's like the battling looks real time though. It doesn't look like it's turn-based, but it's real-time. It's real-time turn-based, but more real-time, I suppose. It's weird. It's weird, man. See, and you move your character so that your Pokemon follows you around. Like, I guess in a way, it kind of reminds me of Masters, but it's like you took Masters and you took Arceus, and you kind of boiled them into one thing. That's kind of cool to me, because like I don't know if you guys ever played Masters or not, but Masters was very like reactionary in a lot of ways. Like, it was turn-based, so like you would pick a move and then your opponent would pick a move, but your opponent could pick a move faster than you depending on like how long you just sat there doing nothing, right? There's no PvP in Masters, unfortunately, but this seems like this is going to be the closest we get to that. but it also has the movement that Arceus had, which didn't really affect the battle. It was still a turn-based battle system, but you could still walk around. But it's like your Pokemon will follow you to dodge attacks and things. So let's actually just hear what they said about it. Let me turn up the audio.
There's a style of Pokemon battling not seen in previous titles. Moves can have a longer or shorter reach, or different areas of effect. So choose your timing and positioning carefully to gain the upper hand. Lead your partner Pokemon through battles and dodge incoming attacks.
Yeah, see, like... Okay. Alright, I think that was a good, Like, you see how he just withdrew his Vivian? Like, mid-attack? Like, it's using Flamethrower, and then he's just like, call it back, send out Onyx. That's cool. That's very reactionary gameplay. It looks far more engaging than just sitting there and mashing the A button. Like, I'm excited for this. I think this looks really good. Like, I can't really find any faults with it other than, you know, it's on the Switch, so it looks very blurry. But it's no, I'm all for this. This looks really good. It looks like they really polished the game, which is fantastic considering the state that Scarlet and Violet released in. Wait, hold up. 1 second. That's the Looker Bureau. We're getting more Emma. That's cool. The Looker Bureau... Okay, so the post-game story was unrelated to the main story, in, like, any way. Any meaningful way, anyway. And it involved Looker and Emma. Like, basically his adopted daughter at that point. This is the Looker Bureau. That is cool. So, that makes me more excited because Emma was a fantastic character. And Looker got, like, so much character in there as well. That is really good. I enjoy that a lot. Okay. Alright, I was wondering where some of the returning characters were, but this small little tease, I like that. That's very nice. That's very, very nice. Alright. I wonder how she's going to play into it, though. She might be the person to kind of lead you on your way through, I guess, gathering the Zygarde cells. Because, like, those are definitely around. Like, well, I skipped it. But, yeah, this little squishy right there. So, maybe she's the one investigating that. Actually, you know what? She's also, like, with the Essentia suit, she's also probably the one that teaches you, like, new parkour skills, if I'm thinking about it. So now that's kind of cool too. All right, I'm wondering what other character is going to show up. Clement is probably going to be in here somewhere, right? Like Clement and Bonnie, like they're probably going to be in here. I mean, their gym is in the middle of the freaking city. Yeah, but I mean, there's not a whole lot to really break down and discuss here, I suppose. I'm trying. I'm trying to find every little detail, but so like these little wild area things, I guess. I'll touch on those. One, good with the old school gym aesthetic. You know, the little things that are in the beginning of every gym. That's a nice little touch. I enjoy that. But these wild area type things seem interesting. I think those are going to be like the main sort of gyms, right? And maybe the number on it will be like the level. Like this is a level 1 zone, so it's going to have like weak Pokemon. The level 6 zone is going to have stronger Pokemon. That's what I assume. I don't know if here, let me take a look here. Let me see if... Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a website for this stuff yet. Kind of sad. I would have liked to have looked into a little more information on some of the characters and stuff, but it doesn't look like they've released any of that yet. So I guess that's about it for now. Like, I want to continue talking. I want to talk about more, but there's just not a whole lot here to really dissect right now. Like, Lumiose City looks good. I don't know how they're going to be able to, I guess, kind of top it. Like, you know, if they ever remake X and Y, they'd have to make Lumiose City this scale, right? Like, they can't just go back to X and Y Lumiose City scale. Which, I mean, that was still relatively big, but still, I mean, I guess they could, you know, with everything they did with, you know, Scarlet and Violet. Not Scarlet and Violet. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. But yeah, kind of a... I got what I wanted out of this. I will say that much. I did get what I wanted out of this whole Presents thing. As a whole, though, a little mid, but next year is the 30th anniversary, so they're gonna do a lot more for the 30th. They're pushing everything this year as this, and then next year, that's gonna be the big one, or it should be a big one anyway. They had big ones for the 20th and 25th, so I assume the 30th is also gonna be a big deal for them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot else to really dive into on this. Champions looks good though. I will be keeping an eye on this, and I will probably try to get back into competitive Pokemon once this finally drops, because this looks cool. This is, again, I've said it a lot, but this is something I've been saying Pokemon's needed for years. And, like, you got Mega Evolution and Terastallizing on the same field. Like, that's cool. That is cool, man. And it's like, if this released when Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl released, half of my criticisms for BDSP would be, like, gone. Because one of the main issues I had with that was there was no connectivity to Sword and Shield. Which every remake prior, it's like, okay, we have X and Y, and then Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire that'll connect to it. You have Ruby Sapphire and Emerald, and then Fire and Leaf Green will connect to it. That kind of thing, right? This just eliminates the need for that to be a thing. Like, does it suck? Yeah, in certain ways, but it lets the single player experiences probably be more full, because they can focus more on the single player experience rather than, okay, we're dedicating this portion of the game to single player, and then the post-game content, that'll just be online interactivity. I'm hoping that with them doing this, they have a lesser focus on online stuff in the mainline titles. Dump all of the focus of online on this. The Pokemon Works team seem like they're going to have that handled. And then Game Freak can focus on single-player content. So I'm hoping there's more single-player content. Things like, you know, post-game content, like the Battle Frontier in the mainline games and stuff like that. Reintroduce stuff like that. I think that would be cool. Anyway, I'm kind of just rambling. I'm rambling about the things I'm seeing, which, you know, that's cool. But yeah, I think this is about where I should kind of end it. So thank you for joining. I do appreciate you guys joining. I think we had 6-7 people at the highest point, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good, honestly. Nice of you guys to stop by. Nice of you guys to chill with me for a bit while we watch this. I will be streaming. Today's Thursday. I will be streaming on Saturday or Sunday. One or both. We'll see. I'm trying to force myself to do it more. I don't know. I might do like Pokemon Crystal, just a generic standard playthrough of Crystal. Maybe go back to shiny hunting, but I want to do more engaging stuff because this gives me something to talk about. Whereas, you know, sitting there shiny hunting doesn't really give a whole lot to talk about. But anyway, I'm just going to cut it here. I tend to not know how to end things, so I just ramble on for even longer. But yeah, no, again, thank you for joining. I do appreciate it.